You have a very clear, succinct writing style. And I cared about the main character, not just because I was naturally curious, but because I could really relate.
Great.
My parents were academics, and most everyone at school were logging kids. I was a bully's wet dream.
You have a flair for words. Yeah, you do.
Not really.
Can't you take a compliment?
Okay. Thank you. You can steal it for your book.
I will.
The title, though, has got to go.
I like the title.
It's a little cheesy.
Cheesy? Faith is a real place. It's a play on words.
I get it. But it sounds religious. Not that there's anything wrong with that, it's just you never went there.
You're being too literal.
Okay, when you stick to the simple action and the characters, your story is really gripping. When you make these little asides or play on words, as you like to call them, you have a tendency to get a little sentimental.
Oh my God, we mustn't get sentimental.
I knew that was coming.
What gets into you when you're talking about writing? You're so aggressive. I like it.
So we are at the Redwood After premiere party. I have David Lewis, the movie director, next to me. Hello, David.
Hi, Bo. Thanks so much for coming to all these festivities tonight. Hasn't it been great?
Fantastic. So finally, the rubber hit the roads. People waiting in line was like half a block long. I know the ticket was sold out. What do you think?
Well, it's just a measure of frame line. They have great film goers, and I hope people wanted to see a romance. But whatever the reason, we were just glad to see all those people, and we're all grateful to the cast and crew did such a great job, and we're really proud. I kind of went into it and said we all did our best, and we just have to see what the audience does, and they seem to respond, and seem to be moved, and I mean, all of us, the cast and crew, really came into this, from our hearts and really gave everything. And so I think the audience appreciated that, and we sure appreciated the audience and Frameline for having us here. We wanted people to feel something. We wanted people to have an emotional experience and to look at their own lives and their own romances and to feel something. And I think people did. And I just want to say how appreciative I am of you all at SFGAM for coming to the screening and taking an interest in this film. It means a lot, your support, and it's been great. It's just been a great experience, and I'm trying to savor every moment of this, and with friends all around me, it just really is a special night, and thank you for being here, Bo. I really appreciate it.
So Matthew, now that you have seen the movie, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
The response from the audience are amazing. What do you think?
Oh, I'm very happy with it. I think everything that I expected or thought that I would see on the screen, it's exactly what I saw on the screen. And I was talking to David Lewis, the director, earlier after the screening, and I reiterated to him that that watching the movie was like such a further reinforcement of what a wonderful director that he is, and just like how much of a amazing experience it was to be an actor in his film and to be part of this project and to be part of this process. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. Very, very proud of it. The moment that I walked into that room and had my first audition with Brendan was just, it was magnetic. Like, I think that we just were two actors that just worked really well off of each other, and just we just had a chemistry that you can only hope to have with your acting partner in any film, and it was just really incredible from day one. We just always worked really, really well together, and we have become really incredible friends. He's like a brother to me, which I guess if you watch the movie would be kind of weird, but but he is. He's like he's a very, very dear friend of mine now, and we've just grown really, really close, I think, from this experience, and I think that only helped our chemistry on screen, was that we allowed ourselves to become close with one another and to become really good friends and to trust one another, and it allowed it a lot easier when it came to taking risks and to allowing yourself to be vulnerable in your character's shoes in the film. It was really great working with them. I do it in a heartbeat any other time.
So welcome back, Brendan.
Thanks for having me.
The premiere is amazing.
Yeah.
It's all out there now.
Now that you have a chance to see the movie in its entirety, what do you think?
It is. I mean, David absolutely accomplished everything that he said he wanted. He wanted to build a true romance, and I'm very impressed that he found that. I mean, from the cinematography to the soundtrack, he really told such a beautiful story. So I'm honored to even be a part of it.
So while watching the movie, are you avid or are you Brendan analyzing the movie?
Oh, I'm analyzing every single part of it. I'm constant. Why did I do that? You know, but it's fun to watch Everett, and you know, the moments that I can actually see a person that I don't recognize in myself up there. Those are the moments that I enjoy, when I can actually get lost in the story, even though I know it so well and I've done it so many times. So I'm looking back at all these moments that I got to play with Matthew. And, you know, so there's all these things that people don't know that, like, I'll remember us tickling each other or fighting for that. Like, we did that whole fighting for the sprinkler. That's all just us actually fighting for this. David was like, go. And we just wrestled for it. So it's moments like that it's like looking back over a part of even just my life and my history of getting to have fun making that movie. So it was just fun to get to see kind of a montage of all those moments.
How do you come up with the chemistry on screen?
Lots of alcohol. It's one of those things. Matthew is one of the most connected, supportive, and just talented actors I've ever seen, let alone worked with. And so, truly, it was an honor. It's one of those moments where acting is reacting, and when you don't have a good partner, you have to make up stuff. But when you have a true professional across from you, all you have to... I mean, he was Chase, I was Everett, and we just did the scene. And when you get to do that, that's when this job is rewarding, is when you just get to sit there and truly become someone else and just react. Just absolutely react as if that's your life happening. And that's all due to Matthew's work. Yeah, his reputation precedes him.
Now let's check back with Ted to get his reaction on the premiere of the Redwoods. Ted, welcome back.
Thank you.
So, first question. Within like several minutes into the movie, and you are completely naked, your thoughts?
Do I have thoughts? My first thought was, you look good.
You are?
Well, you know, right, that I was a year and a half in remission from cancer when I did that. And it was kind of scary to do that at first. But then I thought, who cares? I'm naked all the time. I've been naked on stage and theater, you know. It wasn't a big deal, but it was kind of shocking to be the first one.
I mentioned to you, I had a private screening at my home for this movie, and there's a focus group right after that. Somebody mentioned that the way that you take it up is so natural, because a lot of movies, they try to make it really artistic and it doesn't look real, but the way you do it is like, you know, looks like I could relate to that.
Actually,
Did you have to practice to do that?
No, but he said to me, I did it. I had the robe on, and Caleb was there, and I just threw it off. You know, I was fine. I didn't care if anybody saw me. You know, and I figured, you know, it didn't matter. And they put the robe on. It's not time yet. So no, it felt completely natural. Like we were in our home. You know, getting back to the movie, is that these two characters do go through something. It's never spoken, but it's clear something shifted because they're closer at the end. You get that feeling.
Yes, it is.
Through somehow this wall. And I think that's just part of what I relate to it on this other level, because it's about the human spirit, that we have the ability to change and move forward and learn to be patient and learn to forgive and be open to the world. That's what Everett goes through. It's what Chase goes through. And even though we don't really talk about it, it's what we go through as a couple and a family in the end, which I kind of liked seeing that.